I think that ADHD, I don't even know if there's symptoms, but just sort of nuances about it, as much as it can feel like a superpower, because it can. And I think I've had a lot of superpowers from it. It can also feel really destructive as well and very misunderstood. Hello and welcome to Beyond the Black Belts. I'm here again today with another podcast, and I'm really excited to share it with you. I'm Megan Cotterill. I'm the owner of 5 Elements Martial Arts in Calgary, Alberta, and the Team Canada president for the World Kickboxing and Karate Union Canada. I'm really enjoying sharing my story with Beyond the Black Belts. I am enjoying forming this amazing community and hearing all of your feedback and comments. It's been an honor, and I'm really grateful to see you sharing anything that resonates with you or anyone else in the community. If this content is connecting with you, please like or share, and let's continue to build this community together. So today I'm going to speak about my ADHD journey. This is kind of an interesting topic and something interesting to speak about, as I haven't really spoken about it too much where it comes to my own experiences and journey and diagnosis, and what I've done to sort of carry on with life and try to perform and try to achieve and self-regulate since I was a little girl. So my ADHD journey, I think you always seem to have it. I don't think it's anything that gets developed as you get older. It just becomes something that sort of messes with your everyday life in a way. I don't even know what normal is. All I know is that I was different and my energy was a lot. My energy is still a lot. There was a lot of difficulties when it came to home life and school and sports and my mental health, when it came to trying to process and regulate and move through how my body and my mind felt, not knowing that this was a thing, or I guess even a diagnosis now. I just thought it was the human that I was and something that I needed to sort of figure out and regulate so I could be a normal human in the world and not offend or feel included or be able to learn in school more or be a leader, or even just fit in with friends or form relationships. I think that ADHD, I don't even know if there's symptoms, but just sort of nuances about it, as much as it can feel like a superpower, because it can. And I think I've had a lot of superpowers from it. It can also feel really destructive as well and very misunderstood. It can feel lonely. It can feel like you're a bad person all the time because you don't know how to act or behave the way that your friends or family or coworkers are able to act. So I'll start at the beginning of when I remember that it became sort of an issue. I remember being little in school. I think it was grade 1. And I had a teacher, I remember her name too, who was constantly annoyed by my existence. I couldn't sit still. I was fidgeting all the time. I was constantly bored. I didn't like making eye contact, but all I wanted to do was be a giant firework all the time. I think that was the best way I could describe my energy. Was I felt like I had fireworks going off in my body and my brain at all times. And everything went too slow. I had such a hard time concentrating. Processes took forever. Sitting for hours was a form of punishment, I felt like. So I was constantly in trouble. Megan, stop talking. Megan, stop fidgeting. Megan, stop trying to braid your hair and everyone else's hair. Megan, stop making lines in your corduroy pants with your markers and your pencil crayons. Megan, why can't you focus on your tasks? And eventually I said, well, I'm done my tasks. I was doing my tasks while you were explaining them. And now that you're done explaining, I'm finished. And my teacher was really surprised. And she was totally caught off guard and was like, how did you finish that quickly? And I said, well, I'm able to understand what you're saying while you're saying it. And I can listen to you better if I'm doing things while you're talking. But then I had to sit there and be quiet and not fidget for the rest of the 45 minutes of that class till everyone else was finished doing their assignment. That was like the absolute worst form of torture I think that I can experience as an ADHD personality. And I felt like I was bad and something was wrong with me. And I was being sent outside. I was sent to the principal's office. The eye rolling that I got from my teachers, like, stop talking, focus, stop playing with this, stop moving your feet, stop kicking the desk. It started to impact my mental health. And growing up where at home you are misunderstood and your energy is not appreciated, or there's a proper outlet found for it, and you're at school and you know you're smart and you're getting good marks and all you want to do is make friends and fit in, but you're the ostracized child in the room. So that, I think, followed me my whole life and still continues to follow me. It did definitely affect everything in school, including going to university and trying to study. I had to come up with so many different coping mechanisms in order to be able to self-regulate. So I remember even studying in high school, and I'd have to have like a stress ball or pens in both hands. I would have to have my earbuds in. I would have to be like lip syncing to what I was listening to while my hands were moving, while I was kicking the end of the desk, in order to study like World War II history and absorb what I was actually learning. Or I'd have to find a group of friends that wanted to talk about everything that we were learning and ask questions to each other and be more interactive and be more passionate about what we were doing. I learned that with my ADHD is I needed to be so overstimulated in order to concentrate that I had to have like all cylinders firing at all times. If not, I was fully disruptive. I was fantasizing to the point where I was creating videos in my mind that were way more exciting than what I was supposed to be listening to, like calculus. And it threw me off of all of my goals and all the plans and all the things that I wanted to do, because I just couldn't concentrate and focus, and I just couldn't learn the way that everybody else was learning. And I knew that I wasn't stupid, but I just was constantly trying to figure out those coping mechanisms and those ways of doing things differently just to get myself centered. If you like the Beyond the Black Belt podcast and you like this content, please continue to share, like, and comment. I would love your feedback. So with ADHD, speaking from my personal experience, is you feel so misunderstood. You feel so alone. You feel like you're standing in a room full of all sorts of people and you're screaming for help and no one can hear you. It feels isolating. You constantly feel like you are the problem. You are the issue. You are the reason for everyone being uncomfortable. You are chaos. Being told that your energy is chaotic and hurtful and disruptive and negative constantly can be so disheartening and so depressive. And all I've ever known how to do was be all the things all the time. And I don't know how to be different. And I don't know how to have a calm or logical or methodical energy. ADHD, that gift, helps me to teach a class of 60 people or speak in front of 300 people because I'm paying attention to every single person's face and every single body part they're moving and every sound in the room. And so I felt like when I was allowed to be myself and I was put in those positions where I could shine, that was when I thrived because I took in everything. I was allowed to be passionate. I was allowed to be big. I love everything big. I love big energy and big love and big excitement and big adventure and big stimulus and big learning. Like I love everything big. And I was able to watch people and pick up details and handle big situations because I was picking up stimulus from every corner of everywhere and I loved it. But with that gift also comes immense burnout. So when you're absorbing so much stimulus all the time and you're pulling in as much energy as you can from all areas of the spectrum, you want to go 100 miles an hour until you can't anymore. And that's led to 12 and 14 and 16-hour days and never wanting to miss out on anything and having the worst FOMO ever and wanting those big adventures, but then wanting to sleep for 2 days because I was so overwhelmed and so exhausted by trying to get as much in as I possibly could to make the dopamine happen for me. Because ADHD, we don't get the same dopamine that other people do. We're constantly looking for that hit. We're constantly looking for that feeling. So we're constantly trying to get those hits all day long, every minute that we possibly can in order to feel happy and positive and worth it and fulfilled. But when you take too many hits of dopamine, you're left with nothing else. You're in total burnout, just like a firework. You're big and beautiful, and then you burn out. The best part about all of this is that I was able to find martial arts when I was 8 years old. And martial arts changed my life and has changed my life and has saved my life. It was one of the best possible outlets for my ADHD that I have ever found. Because martial arts forces you to focus on every single body part and balance and every muscle, every movement, where you're looking, every application, every scenario, it helped me to self-regulate. It helped me to focus. It helped my body feel good. It gave me that dopamine that I needed. It gave me all those feel-good hormones that I really needed. And ADHD also requires movement. We have so much energy trapped inside our bodies on a regular basis. And that's why we want to explode everywhere all the time. And we want to share our energy all the time. And so that movement through martial arts helped it to move through me and helped me to concentrate and helped me to feel better about myself and grow in my confidence. And it helped me to develop something where just because I learned differently, I could still accomplish all the goals that I wanted to. I was looking up to so many different people and mentors and higher belts and coaches and instructors and competitors and fighters. And martial arts gave me the tools and the outlet to get to the same goals as they got to, but with a different path. And I was okay to take that different path because the result and the achievement was what I really wanted. I wanted to fit in. I wanted to get to the next belt level or the next gold medal or the next seminar or the next testing or the next group of friends or the next mentorship or leadership that I really, really wanted. And it also helped me to do things like make eye contact because martial arts forces you to ground and to be so present. And it helped me to make eye contact and realize how important that was. Also, martial arts, because it's so self-regulatory and so self-disciplined, it taught me to hold still. It taught me how to meditate. It taught me how to breathe. And with that energy constantly flowing through your body, you need to breathe. You need to ground. You need to be able to think and process because your brain is moving so darn fast, you can't slow it down. It's like a train going full blast. You can't put the brakes on. So martial arts allowed me to self-regulate, to have that physical movement piece, to be able to breathe, to be able to meditate, to be able to make eye contact. It taught me valuable social skills. I learned how to show respect in a way I was proud of. I learned how to work with others. I learned how to be more vulnerable. I learned that it was okay to make those mistakes. I learned that I wasn't a bad girl because I did things a little bit differently or because I had all this energy or because I didn't always absorb what a particular teacher or coach was telling me. I could really figure it out in a different and new way. And then right now, martial arts continues to help me organize my life and be the best version of myself. And I have to admit, even in the mornings, I'm a terrible morning person. I have a really, really hard time concentrating, getting into my morning, feeling awake, feeling vibrant, trying to concentrate. And so even doing martial arts in the morning for me really allows me to have a way more productive day. I feel better about myself. I feel so strong. I feel so capable. I feel like when I finished a class, I've really accomplished something great. And I've been able to work with others in a way where they appreciate my extra energy and they appreciate the fact that I'm looking at 10,000 things all at the same time and I'm able to adapt and change things and be able to notice other people's ways of learning. And through all of these cool and amazing challenges and gifts, I feel like it's given me a huge gift of being able to teach differently and mentor differently and explain things differently. I was never a natural learner. I never just got things. I never was able to totally understand what people were trying to describe to me because it felt different in my body and my head. But I feel like because I had to figure it out in such a funny and different way, I can teach it in a different and funny way. I can try to think about how that person learns or how that person understands something or what type of concepts they might resonate with. And so it's been really beautiful because I've been able to teach autism spectrum students because I thought, how do I want to feel? How do I want my body to feel? What are they going through? What are they feeling? How are they sensory regulating? How's my tone of voice? How does this body position feel? What's the trigger that's going to help them to get to the next step, or what's going to be a deal breaker for them? It's allowed me to work with at-risk youth that have been through tons of trauma because that really changes how they absorb things and learn things differently and deal with people on a regular basis. It's helped me to work with victims of sexual assault and trafficked women because they're learning from a different concept. Their receptors are different. The way they see the world is completely different. So my ADHD journey, I think, has been probably one of the best things that's ever happened to me. It has been an absolute blessing. It's been an absolute superpower. It's been a gift. I wouldn't want to change it for anything. I love people that are different. I love people that see the world differently. I'm glad I'm one of those people. And I'm glad that I've had martial arts to change my life and help in this entire journey to make me feel as confident and purposeful and fulfilled and happy as I possibly can. If you liked this podcast episode, please give me some feedback. Please share your thoughts. Please share with others. Let's continue growing this community.